In Walnut Creek, a Memorial Day event had a special focus on those who fought in the Korean War, a war often referred to as forgotten. John Ramos has that story.
We often talk about the dwindling number of World War II veterans still living, but it's important to remember that this is the 70th anniversary of the end of the Korean War, which means those who fought in that conflict are well into their 80s. At Walnut Creek's Memorial Day service, there was special recognition for those who fought and died in the Korean conflict, often called America's forgotten war.
On September 26, 1950, Walnut Creek lost U.S. Marine Sergeant Glenn Gregg, Jr., who was
in all, 11 residents died in Korea, and each was remembered today. But keynote speaker Patrick Leary said the time to do so is rapidly running out.
July 27th marks the 70th anniversary of the end of the Korean War. 5.7 million men and women served during that conflict. Today, fewer than 1 million are left alive. The youngest would be 87, 88 years old.
Only 2 Korean veterans were at today's ceremony. Don Lyons was one of them. He served as a locomotive engineer, moving supplies and personnel throughout South Korea.
I was in this railroad battalion, not in combat, so I was very glad of that.
But Lyons says with the conflict coming so soon after World War II, America was tired of war and only gave a half effort. After 3 years of fighting, the war ended in a stalemate that exists to this day.
I think we learned that we should be prepared. When the war started, they had reduced the training to half of what it had been during the Second World War. And many of the young soldiers that were sent over there were not properly trained.
But Leary reminded the audience that service members have always carried a disproportionate share of the burdens of war.
Veterans are a unique group. There aren't that many of us. World War I, 5% of us served. World War II, 12%. Korea, 3%.
The 3% who were sent to Korea may not have gotten the support or recognition that they deserved, but they join 100% of their fellow veterans in taking pride for having served in the defense of the nation.
We realize that it is now our sacred duty to continue this tradition, to pass this gift we have to the future generations, this gift we call America.
Ask anyone who has lost a friend or loved one in battle, and it becomes clear there is no such thing as a forgotten war.
At least today they were not forgotten.